Hi everyone, and welcome to our Talk to the Expert series of webinars. Today we are going to explain you how to connect your data with the Splunk ecosystem. And for that, we are having here Enrique Ramirez, our product manager, that will help us to understand how we can do that with Barbara. So hi Kike, how are you doing?
Hello, Juan. How are you? It's a pleasure to be with you today to explain what you mentioned. We are going to explain how easy is it to deploy Splunk in our edge node and how easy it is to connect any data source to a Splunk server and analyze and visualize the information in that way. Okay, so I will go directly. I will share my screen if you agree. Okay. So let's see. We are seeing now a Barbara panel, but before starting, we are going to see the architecture of the use case we are going to see today. Okay, we are going to see a very simple use case. We are going to basically connect to an industrial equipment we have in our labs here in Barbara. It's an OPC UA server. It is sending some variables, 10 different variables, and we're going to send this variable using our OPC UA connector available in our marketplace to an MQTT broker, which will act as a backbone, communication backbone, okay? And later we are going to ingest this data from the MQTT broker to a local Splunk server, okay? We could also send the same information to the Splunk Cloud, okay? And in fact, before starting, it's for those who are not very familiarized with the Splunk. Splunk is a software framework that basically index, stores, analyze and visualize large amount of data in real time, okay? So normally it is deployed on the cloud. It is where it's been deployed in last time, but now with tool like Barbara, it's very common to start deploying Splunk closer to the data source, okay? So in that case, we are avoiding problem with latency and with, interruptions in the internet service. So that way the real-time processing is even more powerful, okay? So that is what we are going to do, and we are going to cover it in this way. We are going to use the Barbara platform. Here we are separating the control plane from the user plane, okay? We have the Barbara panel and Barbara marketplace. We are going to use both tools that are in the cloud to control and command a remote edge node, okay? This is what we call the user plane, because here is where the user data lives, okay? So from this tool that live in another plane, we are going to control our edge node, and we are going to deploy these little pieces, which are applications, software application. We are going to connect them from the data source to finally the Splunk deployed in the edge node, okay? So that is what we are going to do, and let's start very quickly. Okay, let's start. We are going to choose one of our machines. Here you can see the list of our edge node deployed. Okay, all of them are available. Some of them have already some application running. We are going to use this one, which is available for us. And here we can see it is basically an Advantage EPC 301 equipment. Okay, so we have some information here about the health and the status of the node, etc. We are not going to use a lot of things from this screen because it is information of the node. We will need this IP from the VPN to connect the service later, okay? But I am going to focus on this part. The applications are model filter, where I can see it is empty, it has nothing. I'm going to start by deploying the MQTT broker, okay? So I will select the MQTT broker, okay? And I can see that I have a different kind of application. I have the user Docker application, and this one are the marketplace application. While it is installing, I will show you what is the marketplace. Okay, here I have available our marketplace. Sorry, I opened the Academy. I will open the marketplace. So here we can see we have plenty of applications available in the marketplace and are ready to be directly deployed on our Edge node. All the applications we are going to use today are available here. For example, the MQTT broker, and now we are going to deploy the OPC UA server. It is in fact here. I don't need to search for it. Okay, so sorry, here we are. So yeah, we can see the application here with the description, with the technical note, and all the information about parameters, etc. I need to configure it correctly. Okay, so since it is already in the library, I just need to deploy it. Okay, so the MQTT broker is ready. I am going to deploy now the OPC UA server. So I will search it here. Sorry, the connector, not the server, because I need the connector. I will leave the default values to connect to the MQTT broker. And now here, I just need to parameterize the connector to indicate which server do I want to connect, how many variables do I want to read. So I have one predefined template here. It is very useful. And I just need to press load. And then I have here, I am going to monitorize 10 different variables. Okay, and I'm going to connect to this URL. As you can see, we are in the Barber Lab domain. Okay, so that is all. I will send this application, and now I will, when it is ready, I will have 10 different variables being reading from the OPC UA server and sent to the MQTT broker. The next step is deploying the Splunk server in the Edge node. Okay, so check how easy it is. Again, we have the Splunk server and the Splunk ingester, both are in our marketplace. So I will deploy this one, and later I will deploy this one to send the information from the MQTT to the Splunk server. So step by step, go first to deploy the Splunk server. Okay, here we are. And then I just send it to our node. It is installing, building, and okay, we have it. It's already started. And now I will finally install the Splunk ingester, which basically connects to the MQTT broker using these parameters. Okay, I will leave the default one and the same I did when deploying the MQTT broker. And then it also connect to the Splunk server and send the information there. Okay, so nothing else to configure. It is installing, and now I will be able to see if everything is correct. I will be able to see the information in the Splunk server. Okay, so what are we going to do now? We need to connect to this server. How do we connect to this server? Okay, once it is deployed in the Edge node. Okay, here that's what I was expecting. The log indicating, I will open the logs in the new screen, the logs indicating that we are storing data successfully. Okay, so that is all. Let's go directly to connect to our Splunk server. I can see here that our Splunk server is deployed on the port 8888. Okay, so I need to connect to this port, but which IP I need? That is why I need to go to node info and check what is the VPN IP of my Edge node. This one, I will copy it, okay? And then so I just need to open a new tab indicating this IP with the port 8888. And then I will enter the default username and password. Sorry. This, okay. This is the landing page of the Splunk server. Okay, it is deployed, to remember, it is deployed on the Edge node. And what we are going to do now is to create a new data table, right? Selecting the information we are receiving from the OPC UA server. So I will select all the source type I have here, and then I can see the variable. So I will select them, right? This is the information received from the data from the OPC UA server. And then I have here my table with all the data received, and I will save it as the, for example, OPC UA data table, okay? So once I have here all the data, then I can visualize it using Pivot, for example. So I will select the time, and I will add to the table, and then here I can select, for example, the variable 4, and select the last 5 minutes, for example. Here we have the data received, and then I can save it as a dashboard panel, and I will call it OPC UA dashboard. So that way I can create my own dashboard with all the information I am receiving from the OPC UA server, okay? So easy, just in 5 minutes I deploy the whole use case, remember, and we have see the way of how to connect our OPC UA gateway, getting the data to our MQTT broker, and then sending it to the local Splunk server, okay? But this is a very simple use case, but what is the normal use case in an industrial environment? Okay, we are speaking something about an architecture that is more close to this one. Okay, it is a more complex one where we have the Splunk here in the cloud or here in the edge node. Okay, but it is connected through an Splunk connector, and then we have not only an OPC UA connector because we have plenty of connectors in our marketplace. So I can select a Modbus connector, BACnet, or I don't know, ISC 104 or C1850, etc. So I can get the data from different sensors, different PLCs located in industrial environment, send them to the MQTT broker, send this data also to some AI models that are located just with the data in the edge node. So we can perform operation like, I don't know, predictive maintenance, like operation optimization, like cybersecurity optimization, etc., etc. Okay. So then we have also the possibility of deploying our ARS manager to trigger alerts when the data goes above or below some threshold, or when even when the services are down, so I can get notification of all the status and health on my deployment, and then I can send all the data well to the cloud. In the other hand, I can send them to the edge node with a Splunk server, or even to an InfluxDB with Grafana, something like that. So that is the big view, the complete picture of this use case, Juan.
Yeah, fantastic. I see that, yes, with all the pieces that you have in Marketplace, you can build a very complex data flow that involves sending data to Splunk, but many other things. One question, you mentioned at the beginning of your demo that we will be going to send the data to the edge version of the Splunk, so the Splunk server that we have deployed on the edge, but that we can configure or reconfigure that connector or that ingester so the data is sent to the cloud. How would a user would do that? I mean, if they have their own instance in the cloud and they want to send the data to the cloud, how would they do that?
Well, it is very simple. You just need to go to the Splunk connector itself. Okay, we're going back here, and then just changing in the configuration of the Splunk. Here, the application secret, you have to set here the endpoint of the Splunk Cloud you need, or you have in the cloud, and then you have to set here the token. You can get the token on the cloud instance of your Splunk. Setting these parameters here, it will send all the information to the cloud automatically.
Okay, fantastic. So I think it's pretty straightforward. I guess that's all from your side, right?
That is, yeah.
Fantastic, Kike. So thanks a lot for showing us how to configure a data flow that involves sending data to a Splunk server, in this case at the edge, and how easy it is to do it with Barbara. It's been really nice seeing you do it things so easily. So thanks everyone for seeing this video, and just contact us if you need more information or details on how to do that or how to build more complex data flows using these or other connectors. And see you next time in a new episode of Talk to the Expert.
Okay, thank you everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.